ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen and ladies. Ladies and gents, got some participants. The shot in my background. Let me go ahead and pause there for a second because, you know, I keep forgetting. 1 second. She was sending us some forget-me-not in hopes that we'd remember. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to let you know this is the site that we'll be putting up. Now, I want you to understand something. I just created the page and everything, and it will be on SATCOM. I just have to move it over there. But y'all need to understand, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be wanting us to tell them exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. That's not going to happen, okay? Not today, not next week, not next month. Let's just help you to understand something because a lot of you are not getting it. We have several people who are understanding that the state owns all property, as identified by Senate document number 74 of the 73rd Congress. Go ahead and click on the link. It will take you to that Senate document. That's the first thing. Ladies and gentlemen, that Senate document is not the law. Now, some of y'all gonna think it is the law. Sorry. I needed to bring it down because you see it was being hidden and we couldn't have that. So that was what I was doing, so that it will look right when it goes up. What we're doing is we are helping you to understand, if you read this, it will tell you that most of you, your automobiles, when you buy them, they're still registered with the DMV. Each one of these are links that takes you to the information surrounding this. Still registered with the DMV. That's one point. Still registered with the DMV. They have possession of your title, the MCO. So that's 2 strikes against you when you're thinking that you can just send them back your license plate and blah, blah, blah. There are certain things that have to be done. We are going to help you do that. Okay? There are certain procedures we are going to do that we know that the law requires. That goes with the automobile and other such property. Only 1 automobile at a time. Sorry, we cannot afford to do 2. Sorry, the expense is too much. It's too much mailing, too much documents, too much time. This has already taken me 8 hours just to put together this page here to make sure all the information is accurate. All right, that's your first thing. Glad to get that out of the way. Now we're going to take a trip. And we're going to cover the second thing. And I got to put y'all on pause for a brief second. Okay, back to the conversation at hand. You have that being 1 strike against you. The other thing is everybody's been trying to apply the Minnesota Court Rule 220. But we've been honestly going about it the wrong way. So we're now going to apply and we put definitely the procedure right here, giving you the full understanding that this is the law, okay? This is the law. These are both minor acts. Minor acts. What do you mean, minor acts? Well, they said that you remain a minor until you reach a certain age. Who are they to tell me when I am no longer a minor? All states repealed the UGMA. Statutes upon the enactment of the UTMA statutes. And this talks about the grandfathering in of the statutes. Okay, so glad we got that taken care of. And it's a lot of information. Now, before you can even get to how much does it cost, you're going to have to read. Some of you are going to want to skip through the reading, and then you're going to be emailing us telling us that something is wrong, that you didn't understand, that we didn't tell you, that we didn't bring it up, that you didn't know, and you're going to be asking us for the information that's here on the site. See, unlike every other organization, we give you all the facts first. We give you the laws behind it and everything. Now, here's the thing. The Constitution doesn't give you a single right. See, the phrase, the Constitution, does not grant a single right to a single natural person, is a reference to the 9th Amendment of the United States Constitution. Constitution doesn't give you a right. It only secures those rights that are already yours. This goes about explaining that. So let's say an individual is pulled over by a police officer. Now, this is not just dealing with a police officer, but let's just say an individual is pulled over by a police officer. The officer asks them for their identification. Do they have to hand them a plastic card? No, because a plastic card is not identification, ladies and gentlemen. A piece of paper or a plastic card does not identify you. What he's asking you to do is tell him your name. He'll say, well, you have to tell him your birthday. No, I do not. Not unless you're arresting me for a crime and you need to articulate the crime. So go ahead and tell me, what crime are you charging me with? Ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Even after he tells you, by law, you don't have to do fingerprints, you don't have to do photos, you don't have to give up any property until you're convicted of a crime. Being accused is one thing, because you're innocent until they prove it. I cannot walk you through what to say, how to do. I can only tell you what the law is. Many of you have heard what I just said, and you realize, wait a minute, you know what, that makes sense. It's an offer, people. License and registration. That's an offer. No one can make you surrender the property you have a right to be secure in. Go back and look at the Fourth Amendment. You have a right to be secure in your property. Well, this particular page also explains how only the court can determine probable cause. There is no such thing as reasonable suspicion. Go ahead and look at the law. Go ahead and look at the law. There is no such thing written in any constitution of no reasonable suspicion. If somebody could rely on reasonable suspicion, then we're back to the age of slavery. You're suspected of. Suspected of what? Being a suspect, pay attention, being a suspect is not a crime. Go ahead. Show me a single law that makes it illegal for a person to be a suspect. So, once you all start understanding these little simplistic issues, this has nothing to do with what the court says. The court is sitting up there trying to tell you what the Constitution says. You can read the Constitution and understand what it says. You can go back to the way cases were handled back then and understand what the Constitution says. To be secure in one's possessions, property, which protects individuals against having to be compelled to register their private property. You're right. I put this in ChatGPT. I told it what I was looking for. I told it the statement, and I just asked it to explain to me. That was it. And then I asked them to support it by case law or case text. Case citations. I'm so sorry I said law. I apologize. Y'all will forgive me. Please forgive me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, then the next section is pricing. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Please understand that the automobile portion of the cost, I got to get this out of there, will have additional fees charged. Why? Because there is also a collateralizing of your property. We don't control that. There is a company, they have their set prices, and depending on how much collateralizing of your property you want, because this can be used as proof of coverage respecting insurance. And you pay for 2 years and not 1. Remember, sometimes it's 3 years. Remember, you all, when you go and you pay insurance, some of you pay every 6 months, some of you pay every year. Well, this is one time, and the price per year, or excuse me, per that period for the collateralizing of your property is anywhere from $250 to $500, depending on if you want to get outlandish or if some of you have vehicles that are worth more than $100,000. Then it can be up to $500 for 3 years for getting your property collateralized. Collateralized means that you can show proof that you have collateral to back that property up in case there was some damage. Hold on now. Once you get the project, then we will show you what you have the right to do with that collateralization at that point. You'll get a certificate and everything, and it's 100% lawful, and we will present it to you. You're just going to have to understand that's part of this program. But let's continue. The additional fee charge is out of our control. It's their control. That's why we are letting you know you pay that at any time. You don't pay that to us. You're going to be paying that through us to them. Okay? Just need to let you know. You're going to be paying it through us to them. And depending on your preferences, the ranges could be $250 to $500. This will provide security for the automobile for up to 3 years, operating as collateral coverage for the property to be displayed to anyone asking you for proof of liability coverage. 3 years, where you don't have to worry about it next year or the year after that or the year after that. 3 years is what the coverage is. Let's continue. We'll provide the following services. Collateralization of the vehicle up to that amount, just what we said. And we talked about the ranges. It could be as low as 25 for some people. Sorry, it's just the way it is. We'll also be providing documentation dissecting the valuation of the vehicle and the amount of monies paid and the interest associated and the right to recoupment. So you don't know that you have the right to get recoupment back for the interest that was paid on that vehicle during the original purchase, which nobody ever got. And once you purchase the vehicle, that reverts to you. Don't tell nobody. If you're the original owner, the same thing. You'll get an opportunity to read this. This page will not be up for at least another 5 days. The program doesn't start until the 20th. The individuals who are coming in now, this is the link you're going to click on. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I can't do that. I have to go. Oh, well, guess what? I won't be able to show it to you. Well, give me a second. I'm going to pause y'all, then I'm going to get the... Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the site will look when it is up. And as we scroll up, each one of the links goes to an article for extra reading, extra studying, including that link right there. Now, we have some other links that you need to be aware of, not that picture, but these pictures right here. Each one of these pictures are links going to other articles, okay? Now, one other thing that you need to know, when you click on this, you will get the price, $660, up until the 20th. Anybody who's signing the 20th of August, 2023, until the 20th of August, 2023, up until that day, ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to get in for $300 as opposed to the $660. Okay, but the price here is set. So if you understand when you click on it, only $660 for this. That $300, see, right there, $300 will in. Sorry, we can't do it for any less than that. It's already going to be painstaking doing it at this price. But we wanted to give some individuals the opportunity of coming in early. Well, we've done it a couple of times, but not that often. This is going to hurt. Sorry, it's too much involved. And to keep the price low, that's why we did not include the price for the coverage, the collateral coverage. That's the most important part. Please understand that. But what we've done, let's do that again. Let's show it to you so that you can see it. You click on this link and it should take you there. Let me click again because I don't think it knew. And I'm just waiting for it to, don't know why VMO is there. All right. Want you to understand the instructions are here. How much you pay and when you pay for the insurance, the collateralizing of your automobile will be your choice, your decision. The insurance generally is for 3-year duration, ladies and gentlemen, and not annually. Please take notice. So we've done what we can to give you all the instructions. If you don't wish to fill out this section, you simply click there. However, what I would do if I was all of you, I would literally type your number here. That way it will be recorded, because sometimes we do call back, but for many of you who do this, we cannot call you back because we don't have a number. All right, we don't call everybody back. Oh, don't do that to us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 17 minutes is the length of this particular video. We're going to go back to the web page so that you guys can see the other anonymity. So this is the last part. Your right to be secure, as it's supposed to be is our formal concern. So now I have to go back here and change that. And now I have to update it again. I'm actually glad I'm doing this so that I can kill two birds, one stone. So your right to be secure is our formal concern. The information here is explaining that. It will rotate and rotate and rotate, give you time to read it, because it, as you see, it goes pretty slow. It doesn't rotate pretty fast. It's that on purpose. So now you have the complete site with all of the information explaining the gist of what we're doing, including going after the interest for the automobile. And hold on, automobile is not the only thing. Don't think this is just about an automobile. This is about, if you go and you watch the straw man video about how he murdered his straw man, this is about doing that process for you as well. We're going to give you some other instructions as to what you can do with the documentation once you receive it. We cannot do the whole process for you because you cannot afford that, ladies and gentlemen. What we can do is fill in those gaps many of you have been running into roadblocks with. And that's what we've decided to do. But it is too much work for us to do for each of you individually and to keep the prices low. So my job is to try to keep things as low as possible. And all I can tell you is it's a headache trying to maintain prices that are too low. All right, here's your update, ladies and gentlemen. 300 until the 20th. Goodbye.